Hello and welcome to the Rusted Brush. Today I'm going to be talking about the state of my Estalian army, what I built, and what's next. If you're newer to the channel, you may not know that this is the main army that I'm working on for the old world. I've made several videos showing off certain units I've painted and how I started this project. I've made a playlist I highly recommend you watch if you want to follow along with this army project. The more recent units that I've added to the collection were the war wagon that I made for the Stegodon, a few lizardmen characters, and a unit of mercenary swordsmen. In terms of units I'm currently working on, I ended up using the remainder of my Wargames Atlantic Conquistador kits that I had left. I used these to make a few more pikes and a banner bearer. I don't really need to add too many more of these, and I just wanted to finish off the block of pikes that I have. I made 6 crossbowmen and 3 handgunners. I used a lot of weapons and arms from the Perry Miniatures European Mercenary Kit to make them a bit more unique. I didn't really need more handgunners, but these look good, and I'm lacking in crossbowmen, so I wanted to add a few more. Now I have a bunch of greatswords already, but I hadn't made any using the Conquistador kit, so I wanted to make a few this way. I used bits from the GW greatswords and the Renaissance Heavy Cavalry kit as well for this. I was lacking a bit in the swordsman line, so I added a lot more of these. I used a huge mix of various GW Empire kits with these, as you can see. I also made a captain with the Empire Knight helmet, a last sword miniature body, Renaissance Heavy Cavalry pistol, and an old Empire shield. And finally, we have a bunch of war dogs. These are all from the Wargames Atlantic Conquistador Cavalry kits I got. I'm going to be using these as flagellants, and speaking of, I got these 3 flagellant models from a friend, and I painted them up to be fairly mean and colorful looking. These are based on the Mediterranean flagellants, and the hoods they wear are called a capriote, in case anyone gets the wrong idea on what these guys are based on. For this army, they're going to act like some sort of insane houndmasters for the dogs. I'm not 100% sold on the models though, and I might end up using them for more time instead. Let me know what you think. And well, for units, that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything that jumps out to me that I should add to the army. If you have any ideas of what I should add, just let me know. Otherwise, I think we're going to be closing this project and moving on to something else, like jungle terrain or beastmen, something like that probably. Looking at everything together, I think I'm happiest with how varied the army has become. Even though a lot of units were built from the same handful of kits, almost every regiment has its own look and character. That's what I really wanted from the start. I didn't want an army that looked like a single box copied 20 times. I wanted something that felt like a collection of mercenaries, explorers, conquistadors, adventurers, and local allies all fighting under the same banner. It's also been a great excuse to dig through my bits box and use parts from kits that have been sitting around for years. A lot of the character in the army comes from those little conversions and kit bashes, and I think that's what made this project so enjoyable to work on. And this doesn't mean that this is an end to the Estalian videos, by the way. My plan is that once I'm done with the project is to showcase each unit, talk about their background and fluff in the army with a few videos. But anyways, that's it for today. I do want to mention that I'm in the process of being monetized, and I may potentially start a membership. Let me know what you would want to see as perks for that, becoming a member. I'm also close to 2K subscribers, so I do want to say thank you for the support, and I plan on making a specific video when that happens. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment to let me know what you think, and take care.